Oh yeah, it's gonna be WrestleMania season. Yeah, and I'm gonna enjoy watching Reels of Fury. Oh yeah, damn. Stone Cold Steve Austin is gonna come over and he's gonna watch Wheels of Fury with Killer Kyle and me, Matt. And then he's gonna go over to WrestleMania to kick Kevin Owens' ass. And if you're ready for WrestleMania, give me a hell yeah. And you want another thing. What the hell is going on? What the hell? Turn on the lights, and that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so. Who the hell are you?
I'm back, everybody. Did you miss me? Now it's time for Wheels of Fury with Bean Man and Killer Kyle. Oh, it's going to be so much fun, WrestleMania.
Hey, me and Matt here, and
I'm Killer Kyle.
welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. Hey, me and Matt here, and this is Killer Kyle, and we're in the air, WrestleMania.
It's that season once again, WrestleMania season. And boy, oh boy, is this one gonna be a barn burner.
Right now, we're gonna do night one. Seems fitting. I don't know why, but anyways, it's Dallas, Texas. Obviously, WrestleMania 32 was in Dallas, and one of the best locations in TNT. And then I think it's just gonna be in a TNT stadium.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I know we're looking forward to it.
Oh yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a really good show, a really interesting show. I'm sure this video, we'll talk about the whole card, there's gonna be some rants involved.
Yeah.
Most likely.
You never know, right? I mean, and that's the thing too, is that there's always gotta be something, especially when it comes to WWE.
Generally, yeah.
And I mean, this is the second year where we've had, it's the second year where we've had two nights. And I think it works well for WWE because, well, it's 14 matches altogether.
Second or third? Because I know when they had WrestleMania at the Performance Center,
That was 36.
that was, 36 was 2 nights.
Yeah.
And of course, last year's was 2 nights as well.
Yes.
So, this is going to be the third one.
Yep.
So, and like we have said before, I think this is going to be a consistent thing now where we have WrestleMania be 2 nights, which makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's just one of those things where they're smart in that aspect. I mean, other promotions have done it as well. You got somebody, Sizzle, or, G1, or whatever. And I think WWE has fallen on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
And I think that's a smart idea for WrestleMania, seeing as how you should have a lot of matches, and it should be amazing. And so, I mean, yeah. Night one, here we go.
Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the storyline for this has been really, really good. You have Bianca as the champion. She walks into SummerSlam
Yeah.
last year as champion. She's supposed to have a match against Sasha Banks. Sasha couldn't make it, and it's like, okay, so who's gonna replace Sasha against Bianca? You have Carmella come out and it's like, okay, we're gonna do this again. Yahoo! And right before the match starts, Becky's music hits, the fans go nuts. She comes out, she's smiling, she's high-fiving the fans, making her way down the aisle, gets in the ring, waylays the shit out of Carmella, gets in the ring, challenges Bianca, and within a matter of seconds beats Bianca for the title. Then we fast forward some time, build up for WrestleMania, and everything was going great. You have Bianca injure Becky, hurting her vocal cords, and then on an episode on Raw, like a couple weeks later, you have Becky put a chair around Bianca's head and push her into the post, and she was out injured for a little bit. And then you have this past Monday, Bianca wanting to get her comeuppance on Becky. Bianca and Becky are brawling and fighting, and it's like, oh man, this would be a really good match at WrestleMania. And then Bianca proceeds to cut Becky's hair. Okay, not necessary.
No.
I mean, if Becky was wanting to change up her look and, got promotion by WWE, then this is what led to her, that's all well and good, but it's like, you had a really good thing going, and then you do something completely unnecessary, and it's like, okay, they both have gotten their one-upsmanship on each other, and then, this is gonna make Becky even more angry than she was previously, which, okay, that's all well and good, but it's like, you really didn't need to do that. You could have easily just had them to fight, either have them to brawl in the ring and then security and that break it up, or have them two brawling and either Becky hit Bianca with like a manhandle slam, or Bianca hit her with a KOD, and that be that, and then that is a perfect set lead into WrestleMania, and it's your go-home show for WrestleMania, which would have been absolutely fine. And it's not so much the fact that it ruined anything because it didn't. It just wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and you think about it as well, like, Bianca's got that fucking whip for her hair, It's crazy. And it damages people. That's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Like, what, did she put starch in that thing before every match? And so, it's almost like we're gonna see Becky cut Bianca's hair. And it was almost like, really? Because that's her trademark, really.
Yeah.
You look at how that happened at SummerSlam, and a lot of people speculated, oh, well, Bianca was being punished for something, and that's why she lost the title that quick. Honestly, I don't know what happened. It just was like, yeah, nobody knew what happened, and nobody understood why Bianca would have that taken away from her so quickly. So, I mean, on one hand, you're gonna have a pissed off Becky Lynch, and on the other hand, though, I think if Bianca doesn't win, then what was the point?
Yeah.
So, as much as I think Becky is a better heel now than she was in 2018, I mean, people really didn't buy that she was a heel at the time. So, I mean, obviously you think, alright, everybody was cheering her, and then she beats the shit out of Liv Morgan, and then ta-da! So, I mean, she knew what she was doing.
Oh, yeah.
So, honestly, I think that to get retribution, I want to see Bianca go over. I mean, she won the SmackDown Women's Championship last year at WrestleMania. If Becky Lynch wins this year, then where do we go? Because I really wanted to see Liv Morgan in the championship picture, but now her and Rhea have a tag team.
Yeah.
So, I have no clue what to say except, yeah, you know what, if Bianca doesn't win, then I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think Bianca should be champion again. Rey and Dominic Mysterio against Miz and Logan Paul. So, let me get this straight. You have Bad Bunny WrestleMania a couple years ago, and it was not, it was pretty good match. He's talking about, oh, I got to live my dream, and grew up watching WWE and all this other stuff. That was cool. He is now on tour doing concerts, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And so you get into this rivalry with Miz and Rey and Dominic, and it's like, okay, so far it's been pretty good. And out of the number of people that you could have had be Miz's partner, you had to go Logan Paul? What? Now, I know Logan Paul has done some stuff with WWE before. He's made a few appearances, but this is the first time he's actually been in the ring, which, I mean, seeing what him and Miz have done thus far is like, okay, you've done a few attacks, you've done this, you've done that, which is like, okay, you're building up. Well, you also had Miz steal Rey's mask. Like, okay, you're building it up really well. I'm interested in seeing what Logan Paul is gonna do in the ring. At the same time, it's like, it don't make sense. Like, okay, Bad Bunny's one thing, Logan Paul's a completely different thing. I mean, Logan Paul got into the boxing world, which is fine, and I think he's done fairly well for himself in that aspect. Cool, but it's like, this is a completely different beast. Boxing and pro wrestling are two totally different animals, and you're gonna try your hands at it. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
I know. And you look at his shady past as the YouTube star and everything else, and yes, I am a firm believer that people grow up at some point.
At some point, yeah.
So, yeah, he had the fight with Floyd Mayweather, and I didn't watch it, obviously.
Right.
But, it's just one of those things where, it's WrestleMania, we have to have a fucking celebrity match. We gotta have a celebrity coming in and having a match. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't. When Floyd Mayweather wrestled Paul White at WrestleMania, what was it,
26?
Yeah, something like that.
24?
It might have been 24.
Something like that.
Yeah, it might have been 24. you had him win the match, and Roddy Piper said it best. If he didn't body slam Mr. T at WrestleMania 2, could you imagine the shit they would have given him?
Yeah.
You're letting somebody come into the wrestling world and you're letting them beat you? So, I mean, you look at last year, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Bad Bunny was phenomenal in this match.
Yes.
And I mean, that's the thing. This was a tag team match. I mean, this is a tag team match as well.
Right.
So I don't know who should come out on top. I mean, Ray and Dominic have been the best father-son tag team. I think the only father-son tag team. I don't know if Bruno and David ever teamed together, but
I don't think so.
it's just one of those things where I get sick of the whole celebrity matches in
Yeah.
WWE. So, that being said, however, I think, you got Miz stealing Ray's mask and them always getting the upper hand somehow. Honestly, I would like to see the Mysterios go over.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no choice.
Yeah, like, just for everything that Logan Paul and Miz have done to Ray and, well, to Ray, have them go over Ray and Dom. We got, for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
Yeah. Yeah, this feud has been very interesting as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you bring in Rick Boogs from NXT, and then you pair him up with Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shinsuke becomes King Nakamura. Yeah, well, I mean, first he was the Intercontinental Champion. And then, yeah, so they're a good tag team, obviously. And for some reason, Rick Boogs cut his hair,
yeah,
so he kind of looks like Freddie Mercury, whatever.
yeah, exactly.
And so, I don't even know if that's what they were going for. I think that this match is going to be interesting. I don't know what to say, because we're going to talk about that match in the second video, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about having the Usos lose the titles,
Yeah,
although I would like to see Nakamura and Boogs win. I don't know if it's going to be at WrestleMania, or maybe they'll have another match at Backlash.
yeah,
So, honestly, I am going to pick the Usos.
I think I'm going to take the Usos too. I mean, yeah, Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura are entertaining. They're a fairly good tag team, but yeah, the Usos are going to retain.
Match, another one from Raw. We got Sheamus and Ridge Holland, the Brit-Irish connection,
Yeah.
versus the New Day.
Yeah.
We got a returning King Woods, I guess he's still going by that. So,
Yeah.
and Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
So, and then of course you got Pete Dunne, yes, Pete Dunne, in the corner of Virgin Sheamus.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a good match. I believe that you look at the two powerhouses of Ridge and Sheamus, and you're like, yeah, you know what? People in the UK are always going to be hard-hitting and have that brawl style. And I think when Ridge was on NXT as well, it was like, hey, you know what? I think this guy's got something. And then he goes over to SmackDown, and I thought, well, shit, they're gonna change him, and well, they didn't do too bad with him.
Yeah.
You know, don't talk about Pete Dunne. But it's gonna be interesting because, again, you've got two different styles. The New Day versus these two guys. Sounds like yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, Kofi or Xavier are high flyers. They're kind of, but I mean, again, it's just, we'll see what happens with these teams.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They seemingly have done very well at building up Rich Holland. They put him in Sheamus, which is like, fine, that's good. You bring in Pete Dunne, which I actually wasn't expecting. It's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so they got these UK street fighters that, you know, they got the suspenders, and like the hats and the you know, things you would see people wear fighting on the streets of Ireland or England, whatever. So they're doing very well in that aspect. And we've talked many times about the success and the accolades and just how good the New Day is. So I got a feeling New Day will probably win.
You know, back in NXT, the NXT Championship Tournament, now you got Pete Dunne debuted from Progress. Or no, it was Insane Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, ICW.
And you have him come in, and he picks a fight with, I can't remember who it was, at the beginning, and then he brought him to NXT in the US, and he did fairly well. He did fairly well. He was the bruiserweight. He was always the bruiserweight. You had him with Matt Riddle for a while. You had him in a good match. You got him as a champion of many times. And then you fucked it all up! So let me get this straight. It's bad enough that we have Walter as Gunther.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that we have Kevin Steen as Kevin Owens. Well, that's a nitpick. Butch. I mean, when you look at Pete Dunne debuting on SmackDown and you go, oh, this is pretty cool, this will be a good team. And then you find out later that his name is Butch. And he wears this paper boy Old English style gimmick. And it's almost like, if it were me, I would have just said, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you want to whitewash, you want to take everything away from what these people used to be. I mean, NXT never touched a lot of them. They let them be who they were when they came in. And for some reason, Vince goes, "Ah, we gotta change them up because I'm Vince McMahon. I gotta smell." And you know what? That really pisses me off because there was no excuse for that. I think Pete Dunne is still one of the best wrestlers, and right now, I don't think they're using him to his potential. I haven't seen a match. I haven't seen a match yet on SmackDown. So, I don't know what they're going to do with him. It really pisses me off to know that a guy like Pete Dunne, I mean, fuck, Rich Holland kept his name. Oh, well, fuck you, Vince. I actually had another prediction. Maybe it's not a good idea, but Xavier Woods heel turn?
I don't really necessarily think it'd be a bad idea. It just... Why?
Well, I mean, so you gave him the King Woods gimmick, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
Big E, he's injured right now. I'm not sure if or when he's coming back. It would be interesting to see what would happen. Because you got the King Woods gimmick, and if that's not going away anytime soon, it would be interesting to see him be this snobby heel type character. I don't know. It doesn't work with Zelina Vega for some reason. It might work with Xavier Woods. I don't know. It's just something new. And I mean, it might just be me. And if it doesn't happen at WrestleMania, it could happen another time.
I guess.
But in this case, honestly, I'm gonna say Sheamus and Ridge.
Okay.
On my knees in the heat. Redneck style, bleeding.
Drew McIntyre against Happy Corbin. Yeah, I mean... Can we please just get this over with? I mean... McIntyre and Corbin have had great matches against each other. McIntyre's absolutely beat the ever-loving piss out of Madcap Moss so many times. I'm surprised he can see straight. When is this gonna be over? Like, you're not getting anywhere with it. You're not, like... Is it good? Yeah. Is it entertaining? Yeah, you can say that, but like... Can we please just bring this to an end? It's not getting anywhere. Like, if it was, you know, okay, we're gonna have this rivalry, and then we're gonna lead into, you know, a championship of some kind, or whatever the hell, that would be great, but it's just Corbin's hell-bent on getting McIntyre out of WWE, or whatever the fuck. Can we just move on?
Yeah.
Like, more than likely, McIntyre's gonna win, and then can we just get move on? God damn.
Exactly. I mean, and this happens all the time. Well, most of the time you have a guy that went from the top, straight to the top, and if for some fucking reason, they always go down to the bottom of the barrel, and don't know why. 2 years ago, you had Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE title.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he won it off and on. He had a feud with Randy Orton, that was fine.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense. And then you have him lose to The Miz, only for The Miz to lose to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I really would have wanted, and I know that people just want to you could have had Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the Universal title.
Yeah.
You could have put Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in a rematch for the WWE title, but because we have to shove the fucking 2 belt fights. So we're here. I agree with Kyle. Get this over with. If I could just shove Angela straight up his ass.
Boy, you're real animated tonight.
It just pisses me off. It really does. Because you didn't need title versus title. You fucking really didn't need it. But you had to do it anyways. We had to have Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in another match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we all know that those last two were the shits.
Yeah.
So, you know what, whatever. Really, I just don't get it. Now you want to also take into the consideration that, you know, I talk about Xavier Woods turning heel. Riddick Moss could potentially turn face. I mean, apparently, from what I see, they're not really liking Corbin and Moss together.
Like, it's so stupid, it's sad.
Yeah.
Like, you took a badass motherfucker like Corbin and turned him into a joke.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively.
Like, you had him as the lone wolf and he was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know if he pissed in somebody's cornflakes, if he looked at somebody the wrong way, if he, I don't know what the fuck happened, but he took a massive diarrhea dump in a giant ass toilet, and now they're like, well, we're gonna make you King Corbin, and we're gonna have you win very few matches, and then you're gonna no longer be king because it's Shinsuke Nakamura, and then you're gonna be this sad, depressed bum and down on your luck, and then, hey, you won fucking $100,000, whatever the fuck it was, $1,000 on a slot machine, and hey, happy Corbin, I suck my nuts.
You fucking had a guy like Baron Corbin who was money. He was a big guy. He come from NXT. He had some good matches, okay. You know, I saw him beat the shit out of Kalisto in the Mem Center. He was the U.S. champion. You think you would have put the WWE title on him by now, but no, we can't do that for some reason. Yeah, and then he wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And where did that get him?
Absolutely fucking nowhere.
So, yeah. You know, I just don't understand why some people can't get the title. It's almost like the WWE or Vince McMahon is afraid to push new people. I don't know why.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, you gave Big E the WWE title, you gave Bobby Lashley the WWE title.
You gave Kofi the WWE title.
Yeah, and then McIntyre, I can go on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, just get this match done and over with and move the fuck on.
I understand and I appreciate what they have done in regards to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but it almost seems as that thing is cursed because whoever wins it, their career goes absolutely nowhere, and it's a crying goddamn shame. God. So now we've got Seth freaking Rollins, and, well, they appointed of Mr. McMahon's choosing. Because he and Kevin had a triple threat tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. RK Bro won, they're the champions. And then Seth Rollins had a match with AJ to replace him against Edge. Edge got involved, and then Kevin Owens, well, decided to challenge. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah, Kevin and Seth in a match, and alright, if I win, I replace you at WrestleMania. Seth lost again.
This is bullshit!
Yeah. And then you have him throw a temper tantrum, and then he gets called to the principal's office, aka WWE headquarters and Mr. McMahon's office, and Vince is like, you know what? I really don't think I can have WrestleMania without Seth frickin' Rollins. So you know what? You're on the show, you're on the card, but it's gonna be an opponent of my choosing, and you'll find out when the match happens. Now, there has been a lot of talk in regards to Cody in talks with WWE. I heard that talks had fell through. I had also heard that he signed with WWE, and he maybe at WrestleMania, and could be at WrestleMania. Really don't know. It's up in the air as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
If it's not Cody, then who would you put in that spot?
That's a good question. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, somebody said Vera, and I fucking hope not.
Well, no, I think it's looking like Veer is going to debut on Raw next Monday.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I know for a fact it's going to be a surprise return, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But who? Don't really know.
I mean, look, you want to bring back Cody, cool.
Yeah.
But you're obviously not going to bring the American Nightmare. That's for sure.
Probably not.
I mean, look, if you can bring back Mickie James for the Royal Rumble with her hardcore country gimmick or whatever, you know, who knows what can happen with that.
Yeah.
The fact is, when Cody left WWE, he was under the Stardust gimmick.
Yeah.
It was fine for a while, and then it just became the absolute shits.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, he left. He went to Japan, he went to Ring of Honor, he went to Impact. Honestly, don't know what they're gonna do with him now.
Yeah.
It really is a fucking shame that he decided to leave AEW,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. So, yeah, if it's not Cody, then I don't know who the fuck it's gonna be.
So, I think for this one, we will just say, well, when we find out who the opponent is, we will make our prediction then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
On my knees in the heat. Redneck style, bleeding like a piece of meat.
For last match of night one at least,
Yeah.
for the SmackDown Women's Championship, you got Charlotte Flair against Ronda Rousey. Good boy.
Can we talk about that? So, let me get this straight. Out of all the women in WWE, out of all the women, you have to have Charlotte Flair as your champion because same. Like, you can't be inventive? And let's look back to WrestleMania 34 when you had Charlotte and Asuka, and then you had Asuka lose to Charlotte for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why, because she won the Women's Royal Rumble, and then you have the match with Charlotte, and Charlotte beats her, and then you have Asuka go, you just beat her, you're already. The fucking woman can't act her way out of her paper bag. She has been champion multiple times. And then you get Ronda Rousey coming back. And yeah, it's fine for what it is. You know, she comes back and then you don't know if she's shooting or she's working or whatever. You have the match set up for WrestleMania. And it's almost like, okay, I'm going to tap you out. No, I'm going to tap you out. No, I'm going to tap you out. If Ronda Rousey does not win the SmackDown Women's Championship, then you better take the fucking title off of that fuckface and give it to somebody else. Because really, all you're doing is making a bad name for yourself. Stop fucking putting the title on the same fucking person that doesn't already fucking deserve it. So yeah, Ronda Rousey for the win.
Well, I think that's just about gonna wrap things up for side of things in night one.
You didn't pick a winner, did you?
Isn't it obvious?
There you go.
So yes, that I think that is night one of WrestleMania, and we will be back for night two, and we will see you in a few.
Deuces.
I rhymed and I wasn't even trying to.
Good man.
See ya.